A warm welcome to your Barbados Today Evening News Update for Monday, July 12th. The co-coordinator of the National Vaccination Program is concerned that less people are coming forward for COVID-19 vaccines, even as the country faces another outbreak. Dr. Elizabeth Ferdinand is banking on widespread acceptance of the Chinese Sinopharm vaccine to assist with the fight against present and future waves of the virus. She's urging Barbadians to get vaccinated.
I would have hoped to have been a little more forward because this is a pandemic and we need to be vaccinating people very quickly. Okay, we need people to get their vaccination as soon as possible. So, although we have good numbers, I am not satisfied with the amount of people who are coming forward, and especially for their second dose.
Democratic Labour Party spokesman on health, Paul Gibson, is calling on the government to outline a clear path towards herd immunity as deadlier, more transmissible variants surface.
Human behavior drives crime reduction. Human behavior drives COVID reduction. And it is certain behaviors that give you the desired result. And so it is unfortunate, but we need to get back to those guidelines and, so that we Barbadians can get back to some level of normalcy by following the normal protocols as they are.
In the latest COVID-19 update, Barbados has recorded 10 new positive cases, 5 males and 5 females, from 590 tests conducted by the Best de Santos Public Health Laboratory on Sunday. There are currently 64 people in isolation. Barbados has recorded a total of 4,186 confirmed cases of COVID-19. 48 persons have died from the virus. The number of tests carried out by the Public Health Laboratory to date is 194,896 tests. Public health officials have administered 96,212 first doses of the COVID-19 vaccine under the National Vaccination Program. A total of 72,606 people have received second doses and are fully vaccinated. This figure represents 26.8% of the population. In other news this Monday, just over 1,000 Barbados Light and Power customers are waiting to have their power reconnected. In an update today, communications coordinator of the BLNP, Jennifer Blackman, said over the course of the last 4 days, electricity was restored to 9,000 customers, and the focus is ensuring all customers have service.
We have restored the vast majority of our customers who lost power due to Hurricane Elsa, with approximately 1,300 customers remaining to be supplied. Today, our crews are working in the following areas: in St. Lucie, Checker Hall; in St. Andrew, Black Bess and Rock Hall; Belle Plain, Chalky Mount, Cambridge, Haggett's, Coggins Hill, Brucevale, and Fruitful Hill; in St. John, Victoria. While the majority of our customers have been restored, there remain many individual or smaller pockets of customers, and in some cases complex outages, that will take a little more time and effort to restore.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
The regional news investigations are continuing into the assassination of Haiti's president, even as the country awaits the arrival of U.S. officials. We have an update in this report from Al Jazeera Television.
American investigators from the FBI and Homeland Security are believed to be taking part in the investigation now. But as for Haiti's request for U.S. troops, it seems unlikely.
And today, an interagency team, largely from Department of Homeland Security and the FBI, are heading down to Haiti right now to see what we can do to help them in the investigative process. And I think that's really where our energies are best applied right now, in helping them get their arms around investigating this incident and figuring out who's culpable, who's responsible, and how best to hold them accountable going forward. That's where our focus is right now.
There are reports that armed gangs have, in essence, taken over, their violent crimes unchecked by police.
In certain places we see 1 or 2 police officers, but they don't have the capacity to take over security. There are not enough police. The Director General of the National Police said there are enough police for the capital, but I don't see them. We can see one here, one there.
And now one of Haiti's most powerful gang leaders is threatening more violence.
We will take to the streets to ask those who monopolize the country's economy to give us our country back. It's time for black people with afro hair like us to own supermarkets, to have car dealerships and own banks. I call on the attention of the masters of the system because the people will take to the streets. The last time the people came out, they threw tear gas. When the people come out, we are going to use self-defense. I repeat, if they shoot at us, we already know what we have to do.
The World Health Organization's chief scientist on Monday advised against people mixing and matching COVID-19 vaccines from different manufacturers, calling it a dangerous trend since there was little data available about the health impact.
So it's a little bit of a dangerous trend here where people are we're in a data-free, evidence-free zone as far as a mix and match. There is limited data on mix and match. It will be a chaotic situation in countries if citizens start deciding when and who they should be taking a second or a third or a fourth dose.
Dr. Soumya Swaminathan made her comments during the WHO's latest online briefing. Infectious disease experts are weighing whether people who received Johnson & Johnson's single-dose vaccine should receive a booster of the Pfizer or Moderna mRNA-based vaccine, which are said to be more effective against the highly contagious Delta variant. One of those who did mix and match is Dr. Angela Rasmussen, a researcher at the University of Saskatchewan's Vaccine and Infectious Disease Organization, who made headlines after she said on Twitter that she had gotten a dose of Pfizer's vaccine in June after receiving J&J's in April. She also advised other J&J recipients, especially those living in areas with low vaccination rates, to talk to their doctors about doing the same. Separately, Pfizer is pushing U.S. and European regulators to authorize a third booster shot to supplement its 2-dose regimen. But health officials, including the WHO's Swaminathan, have said there is no medical evidence that a third Pfizer shot is necessary.
It has to be based on the science and the data, not on individual companies.
Instead of offering booster shots to highly vaccinated wealthy nations, the WHO's Director General on Monday said companies like Pfizer should send those vaccines to the WHO to give to poorer countries whose unvaccinated citizens desperately need them against a Delta variant he described as, quote, ripping around the world at a scorching pace.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.